Mm. Okay. For now, we are going to look at some certain topics. We are going to be looking at designing a website from start to finish. We've
Okay.
already started that before, but right now I will do a rundown because of those who probably miss one or two classes, and then everything would become more clearer. So
Okay.
the first thing you do is that you
Okay.
create a website folder, maybe on your desktop or anywhere. So I will share
Okay.
my screen and show you my website folder. Now I've created this folder for this class. It's called training website. Now, nothing was in this folder before now because it was empty. So it is when we start designing our web pages and adding images and other files that we are using,
Okay.
that's when it gets populated this way.
Okay.
So you write it down. The first step you take is to create a website folder.
Yeah, I've written it down.
Yeah, and then you rename it, you give it a name so that you can easily identify it as your website folder. Then the next thing is that right now we are using Notepad, our Notepad plus editor to design our website. But
Okay.
by
Okay.
in the next class we'll be moving into Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio
Okay.
Code, that's VS Code, is another editor that we use for designing websites.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I
yeah,
can remember that. Yeah.
so we are going to move into that by next week, Tuesday. So, but for today, we are going to be using the notepad to run designing a website. So quickly, I would like to share the website. I would like to
Not
share
fast,
something
not
with
slow.
you. As the website, there is a folder I have here. Let me quickly share it. It has a scheme of work. Though you may likely copy it later. This is a scheme of work.
Okay.
So it has to do with the introduction where we define the terms, some terminologies like what is a website, and then what's a web page, what is a web browser, what is a domain name, what do you understand by web host, and other things related to that. So
Okay.
you can get information or details on that actually on our next, on our first video. But I've already written out something here. I'm sure you can see it here. Uh, these are some of the terminologies. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so with this, you can understand that a web page is a single page design that can be viewed on the web browser. And you know, a web browser is something, it's an application you use to view pages online. Though
Yeah.
sometimes you can also view pages on your web browser without being online. Yeah, and
Yeah.
example of web browsers are Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Opera, Netscape, and so on. There are so many of them. Then
Yeah.
we have a website is another term, which is the main thing we are considering, is a collection of related pages that can be viewed on the web browser. You understand? So now a website, it contains different pages, maybe home page, about us, contact us, services,
Yeah.
whatever the names you gave to the pages. But at the long run, when you check the content of all these pages, they are talking about the same thing or the same company. Yes, now, like now, if you design if you design a website for an hospital, everything about the pages will be talking about hospital.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Yeah.
it will be carrying hospital information and school information at the same time. You understand? So a website comes, it deals with related information. So that's just it.
Yeah.
Except maybe you are designing a website to carry information of different kind of businesses, then that is when you can now have those kind of multiple information, like our Google search. You can use it to access different information online and so on. So, but now we now look
Wait, sorry, come back again. You say except
uh, except what exactly?
like Google.
Okay, yeah. I was
Except.
giving an example of a
Uh,
website that can be used to display information
it-
that have,
about
more than
about
one, about more than one aspect of
website.
study,
Okay.
or about one area. Yeah, because it's a search engine that can pull
Okay. Okay.
information
Yeah. Yeah.
of
Yeah.
different things. Yeah, but a normal website is designed specifically to carry the information of a particular organization. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it is. Now, uh, we and then we have different hosting services. We know we have companies that host for Windows. We have companies that host for Linux. So all these are, and then depending on the kind of website you are designing, because you can design a website on ASP.NET that's using C Sharp as a programming language. If you use ASP.NET, it means you'll be hosting on the Windows server. But if you are doing the regular HTML and maybe you probably decide to use PHP for the backend, then you will be hosting on the Linux server. Do you understand?
Wait, come again.
Now,
Sorry.
I said depending on the tools you use for designing your website, the tools
Okay.
you use will determine what hosting services you employ. If you're going to
Okay.
be hosting on Windows server or on a Linux server. Now, and I give an example. For example, if you design your website with
Yeah.
ASP.NET using C Sharp as a programming language, it means
Uh-huh.
you'll be using the Windows server because C Sharp is a Windows application. So
Okay.
run on the Windows server. But if you are using PHP programming language and then maybe you are using just the regular HTML to design your website, then you'll be hosting on a Linux server. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now this class is going to be teaching you HTML as the web design language, and that means we'll be hosting on Linux server.
Linux. Okay.
Yes, yes. But if you are going to be learning ASP.NET maybe later, because it's still one of the courses I take, then you
Okay.
can now think of hosting that particular application on the Windows server. So
Sorry, one quick question.
yeah,
This Linux, I know that Linux, most of the apps are free.
yes,
Hmm?
yeah,
Now, this like Windows is Microsoft that owns Windows.
yes.
Eh?
Yeah,
Who owns Linux? Which company? Which company owns Linux?
okay, now Linux is an open source operating system actually, and then Linux is is because it's open source. You yourself can design your own Linux operating system and release it online, and
Okay.
people download it. So that is why it is free, and then it's as if it has no owner. But actually, there are people
Okay.
who started it. You understand? That's
Yeah.
that's why we have different versions of Linux, like Red Hat Linux, like Ubuntu, and so on.
Yeah.
So those are the different versions of it. So, but for Windows, Windows is Microsoft, like you said. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and that's how that's the difference between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now, now let me quickly show you a scheme of work again.
Okay.
You'll be so that's I'm done introducing the what the website is. Now we'll be
Sorry, can I just see that page again? That definition of terms.
okay. Okay, though this is not a full definition per se.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Okay, okay. I found what I'm looking for.
okay,
Domain name.
okay. Now the domain name is the name
Yeah, like at yahoo.com,
of your
right? At
website.
yahoo.com.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. E.g., like www dot okay, google.com or yahoo.com, like you said. That is a domain name, and that name is a name you will have to buy. You search if it's free,
Yeah.
and then you buy it, and then you host it. In this class, we'll be learning how to host our website also. So we'll still get to that later on. And then
Yeah.
you still learn some basics of JavaScript, how to write some JavaScript codes, and as in how to program with JavaScript, just some introductory aspect anyway. And then you're also going to learn a bit of PHP programming. So all these are things we are going to be doing in this course. But before we get to that aspect, we want to finish with the web design using HTML and then with CSS. So after
Okay.
doing that, we can now consider those other advanced topics. And then we'll now round it off with website hosting. So
Okay.
yes, so that's how we're going to do it. Now, quickly, we want to look at the HTML structure, the structure of your website or your web page. For every website or every web page you're designing, you know why I'm using the word website and web page interchangeably is because there are some websites that only have one page, while some have multiple pages that are linked to each other. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so when I say web page, I'm referring to a singular page. But when I say
Okay. So sorry,
website,
one quick question again.
okay,
You know, we used to say my what do they call it again? Um um there's there's a name they call it. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
that they call what?
There's like this website thing. Instead of them to say my website,
Okay,
they'll call it. Uh, I think I used to think that maybe it's because it's just one page.
okay, okay, okay. Are you talking of blog?
Blog. I think it's blog. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
blog.
because a blog too usually can be one page. It's usually one page actually. Most times, you have a blog, and then people will post and expect comments on that same blog.
Page.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so on that same page, yeah.
For
So
those bloggers,
yeah,
that their page, we used to host
sure. If it's not hosted, people will
to
not
work.
have access to it. Yes, it will only run on
Okay.
their computer. It won't run online.
Okay.
That's the reason why you buy your domain name and host your website on a web server.
But
Yes,
yeah, but that blog, that one blog,
yes.
is going to be cheaper than website. So definitely.
No,
And
cheaper.
yeah,
No, it's not. It depends on what your website is carrying. If you are doing a normal static website that is not programmed with some portals or a database stuff, then it means that website will be cheaper than the blog. But because the blog mostly has a backend, it has a database, and usually is programmed. You understand? It has a
Okay.
programming language that makes it possible that somebody can comment on your post and you will see that comment. Do you understand?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That means there should be a
Yeah.
database behind it.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's how it is. But if you are dealing with
All
the
right.
portal now, the portal is going to be more expensive than the blog because you'll be dealing with multiple pages, you'll be dealing with registrations, you'll be dealing with logins. People can log in and see their own
Yeah.
screen.
See their own pages.
Is that?
Hello?
Yeah.
People can log in and see and go to their
Yeah.
own like their own
Yes, they can
page.
log in, see their page, and then get other information that has to do with that particular organization or maybe institution.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
One is plenty money.
Yeah. So quickly, we are going to, okay, let's quickly design a web page using our notepad. So you will open a notepad on your system or notepad plus plus, whichever
Okay.
editors that you have. But I know if you are using a Windows computer, it's definitely going to have notepad.
Not fast. Yeah.
So how do you access it? You click on start and then you type notepad
Not fast.
in your search bar on the just close to your Windows button, and then it will display notepad on the screen. So with that, you are able to have access. I mean, you are able to open a notepad. So I'm going to open a notepad, and then we are going to start writing our code. So quickly, let me do that. Just a minute.
Okay.
Now, I want to share the screen so that you can see my notepad.
I'm seeing it already.
Okay. So this is my notepad. You can see it
Okay.
blank.
Yeah.
Nothing is inside, but we're going to use it to create a web page. It's going to look beautiful. So the first thing we do is to create our uh, HTML structure. So you open your HTML tag and you close it. So this first one here is called opening tag. This one with a slash is called a closing tag. So you have HTML open tag and then HTML closing tag. Now, a web page is divided into two parts. It has the head and the body.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said a web page is divided into two parts. It has the
Okay.
head and the body. So it means you have a head tag, open and close. Then you will now have a body tag, which has open and close at the same time. So this head is where the title of your web page is going to be. And then the body is where the content of your website is going to be. So in here, in the head, you're going to create another tag called title, open and close. And then you're going to give it a title. So you can call this my first web page, and then it would to be displayed on the title bar on your screen when you are running the page. And then inside the body, I can just write something like welcome to HTML. Now, this is just a short write-up, but I'm going to save it. So I'll go to File, then you click Save As, and then I will give this, normally you name it index.html. Every first web page of a website is called index, the index page. The index
Okay,
page
like the home
automatically
page.
pops up whenever you host that website. Do you understand? Even if you have 100
Yeah.
web pages, the one that is named index will be the first to display. That's your home page, that what we call home page. So, but because I have an index page on this.
Wait, sorry.
Yes.
You said the index. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I don't want to.
Yes.
I said you said the index is the first page.
Yeah. What are you on? Hello?
Yeah, saved as index dot what?
.html.
Okay.
So
You save it under your folder, right?
yes, but before you save, you change the save as type to all files. Now, if you are using Notepad++, you will not see all files as your save as type. Rather, you will see different programming languages. So you choose HTML, you see HTML on the list. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But
As if you're using
if you are using Notepad++ or VS Code. So, okay. Let me name this HTML index1.html, and then I'll click save. Let me relocate. Just give me like 2 minutes so that because they're about starting the program, so I'll move to a location where we can hear me clearly. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So quickly write this code now that is showing on the
Yeah.
screen. This is the structure, HTML structure.
I've written it.
So when you are done, you can inform me.
Okay.
Please. I'll come back. Let me keep. I'll send that. Just the recording so that you can finish writing. Remember, we named it index1.html because I already have an index file before now. That's why I'm calling this one index1.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
so that it won't overwrite
Okay.
one I already have. Yes, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quickly, I'm going to share my folder. Index1 should be here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Hello.
Yeah.
So I will double click on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll double click.
Yeah.
Yes, it's opening. So I'll just share the web page. Now, did you observe what is on the screen? Welcome to HTML. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just saw it now.
Good. You can see welcome to HTML displayed on the screen. And then
Yeah. I can hear you very clearly.
Can you see where my cursor is pointing? That's the title, the header part.
Yeah.
Showing,
oh yeah, up there.
yes, my first web page. So that is what the title tag does for you on your.
Okay.
You are designing this for a particular, maybe for a particular company like NMPC. Now you can choose to write NMPC on that top, and you put hyphen homepage, something like that, and then every time they go online, it shows that NMPC hyphen homepage. Yeah, so
that is as the index one.
Is that what?
As the index.
Yes, that's your
index page.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the same thing you can, the same structure you will use for designing other pages. The only difference is that at the title bar, you can just put the title. You can say NNPC hyphen about us or NNPC hyphen contact us and things like that.
Okay, okay. For
Yes,
the
so
other
for
pages.
each page, you just keep changing the title according to what the page is about. So now we are going to go back to
So
that.
wait, sorry. That you just double clicked on it, right?
Yes, because it's already showing as a web page.
As a
So,
page, yeah.
yeah, so it's easier to
Okay.
access it on your web browser. So if you want to choose a particular web browser, then you right click on it and then you see open with, and then you choose the particular one you want to use to open it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Let me show you what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, fine.
Right
So,
click.
so now let's say I'm here and then I want to open it. I want to edit the content of this index page. I will right click and then I will go to open with. Then if I wanted to use Firefox, I'll click Firefox. If I wanted to use Google Chrome, I'll use Google Chrome. Internet Explorer is also another option. Microsoft Edge is another option. But if I don't want to use this, and because I want to edit the content, I can use Notepad or Visual Studio Code. So for now, we're using Notepad. So I'll click Notepad. And then when I do that, it's going to open Notepad version of it, which is this. Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so quickly, we're going to look at the next thing on the list, which is HTML tags. HTML tags. Now let me show you these HTML
XML tag.
tags. Yes, HTML tags. There are lots of HTML tags. When we talk about
Is that
tags,
the next?
tags are like codes you use to design your website. You understand? Use it to structure
Okay,
and
okay.
everything. What?
No, the thing was I wasn't hearing you clearly, but I can hear you clearly.
Okay, sorry. I'm actually recording. So after the class, I'll
Okay.
put the video link so that others
Okay.
also can download and watch it from the start. Okay, so okay, now want to quickly look at some basic HTML tags. I may not have time to go through all these tags, but I'm going to pick out some of them. You understand? So
Yeah.
let me relocate to a less noisy place. And then, okay, I think you can hear me. You can hear me here.
I can hear you.
So the network is fuller here.
Okay.
So now, when we talk about HTML tags, we are looking at things that we can use to structure and arrange our web page content. So the first one here, we have header. We have already looked at the head. Okay, let's look at header. Header
We've
like
looked ahead.
H7. So
Huh?
in header, we have header.
Yeah.
Talk about header. Let me show you. Like the headings, heading 1, heading 2, down to 7. That's what we have. So the first one is the heading we are going to be looking at. That's heading 1. When you use
Okay.
heading 1, it will make whatever you are referring to be bold. I mean, and to be big. Like the
Okay.
heading.
Okay. The header is different from the head.
Yes. Yes. The heading, let me use the word heading, not just header. The heading is different from the head tag. The head tag is what you have at the top of your web page, while the heading is dealing with the text that you are working with, the text. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, we have other people now online. I thought I was talking to only one person. Hello.
No,
Because you refused to come online, you wasted almost 1 hour.
no, the network is bad.
Huh?
The network is bad.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Good
But I'm
morning, sir.
recording, so I will still post it so you can watch the part you didn't. Uh, Mr. Ned, good morning, sir. I can see you online.
Morning, oh, I get you. Thank you.
Okay.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
How we
Okay.
doing?
Yeah. So I will I will still
Thank you.
repost this. I will still post this video again, like I said. So now quickly, the heading one is what we want to quickly use, and then after that, we're going to use the header rule just to rule a line across the screen to separate the banner part from the other part of the write-up on your screen. You remember a website, we have a section for the top and then for the bottom. Let me show you what I mean. For example, if you come to this site, this is a website, for example, you can see this top part.
Yeah.
It's like the banner part of it that has the menu. Then this down part is the content. Or let's use another one. Okay, let me use the MSN page as example. This MSN. So this top part now, where you have the MSN and whatever, is like the top part of it. Then this down part is the content of that page, this down part. So
Okay.
we are going to use a line like this kind of line or something like this. We'll draw it
Yeah.
across the screen, and then we use it to separate the top from the down part of our web
Okay.
page. So quickly, we'll do that. Actually, we've run through all this before now, but I'm just doing it for the sake of those starting, joining for the first time today. This is the body, and then you see the welcome to HTML.
Yeah.
Quickly put some content or some write-up uh, just to make the page look plenty, and then we'll just use that to, as what we are going to edit.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
This the HTML, the H1, H2, H3. What's the difference?
Yes, H1 is the biggest among the headings. H2 is a little smaller. H3 is smaller than H2. H4 is smaller than H3. H7 is the smallest among them.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm sure that's clear. So those are the headings. But before I apply the headings, so now see this write-up. If I copy this, let me just copy this, and then I will just paste it. Oh, sorry. So I'm copying this. Okay, sorry, you can't see what I'm even sharing. Let me go back to the screen. So I just want to paste this right up here. Now, this right up. If I save it, if I save this and then I view it in browser, yeah, you'll see. If I view it in browser, I have to click on refresh for you to see what I've written. Can you see what I have on the screen?
Yeah.
So you can see everything is just mixed up. Meanwhile, that's not
Yeah.
what that's not the way it was arranged initially. If I show you
Yeah.
the source of this document, it's arranged. Look at the source. Look at what I copied.
Yeah.
But it's not arranged this way. So that's why we need to know how to use HTML tag to arrange our write-up on the page. So first of all, we have this welcome to HTML. So I will now put H1 here, and then I'll end it with H1. Hello, I'm in a class, please. Yeah, okay. That's any clean Nash music. That's it. I'll send it on WhatsApp. Okay. Hello, sorry. So this is H1. You put it at the beginning and at the ending of that particular title that you are trying to make heading. Exactly. So when you save it, you either press Ctrl S or you click save from the file, and then you go to view it on your browser. You see it's going to be different. So I will refresh my page, and then I have it like this. I'm sure this is different from what you saw before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the next thing is right up here. So what I want to do, this initial part, Cisco Network, Netcard ITE version 7, IT Essential version 7.000. So I want to make this H2. Then the write up under, I want to put that in a paragraph too. So now I will just go back to my notepad, and then in front of this Cisco Net Academy, I'll write H2, and then after this, yeah, I'll now put slash H2. That's like showing this is a second, this is a heading 2,
Yeah.
a little smaller than heading 1. So now this write up under it, I want to make it a paragraph. So it's going to be a paragraph, and then I want to end that paragraph. I want to end that paragraph somewhere here. So I'll put slash P. P tag is for paragraph.
Okay.
Yes. So now I'm going to click save. And then when you come to the page and you view it, you can see the heading 2. You can see there's a paragraph, there's a gap. So you now have,
Yeah.
you can see it separating this part from this other part. So that's the end of that first paragraph. So now what I have on the screen here is a web page. You can still format it further if you want. But from what we have today to do, we are supposed to visit CSS. As in, we're supposed to start cascading style sheet today. But I would do that right now. And then I would now create another page, which we will now use to link up with this, so that you can see how multiple pages can be linked to each other. So, Gwen, are you with me? Hello, Gwen. Okay.
Sir?
I want to be sure you are with me.
Okay.
Okay, so now we want to look at CSS. I'm sure you did your assignment, did you?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe after the class, you share your screen with us to see the assignment.
Okay.
Okay, so quickly, we want to look at cascading style sheet. Now, this write-up we have here, we can actually make it finer and more attractive. And how do we go about that? We use what we call CSS. Now, HTML that you're learning is like building the structure, like building a house. Why CSS is painting it to make it more finer or more beautiful, to so that it will be attractive. That's the work of CSS. Now, let me add an header row to this before we start the CSS. So quickly, I'm going to go back to my notepad and then so here, after the normal welcome this thing, I will just put HR, that's header rule, so that I can rule a line across the screen. So I will now share this screen. Let me refresh. So now I have that line. You can see the line. So I'm trying to separate the top from the bottom of the page. Or from the
Okay.
page. Yeah. So now quickly, I want to do a CSS on this page. That is, I want to style this sheet. So there's a tag called style. In HTML, when you open the tag, you close the tag. But in CSS, it works differently. So that's why I want to explain about the CSS. So quickly on this page, now we're going to go to the head part of our inside the head. We have title inside head. So this time,
Yeah.
we write our style inside the head tag. So I open style and then I'll do the closing tag of style. So now, this is the first thing you do. You do your style open and then style close. So this is structure. Don't forget that. This is structure. And then the next thing you do inside this style sheet you're trying to do, we want to change the color of our heading, our H1. Remember, we have H1 here. We have, now we want to style it. So what do? We type H1. Now, this H1 here is called the selector. So you open and close a curly brace and you space it out like this.
Sorry, can't you use HTML to do that?
To do what? No, no, we're writing this in the HTML we have online.
Yeah, but I mean HTML tags.
No, we can use HTML tag, but if you're using HTML tag, you have to apply it manually on all the headings that you have by yourself. But if you have, if you have like 10 H1 on a particular page, now it means on each H1, you have to write a font tag with color attribute and be putting them on all of them.
Okay. Work, yeah.
But with CSS,
Yes,
you just write a single H1 style, and then it gives all
applies to everyone.
Yes, it applies it to all the H1 on the page. That's the interesting part of CSS. So quickly, we have H1, and then I will now type color. I'll put color. So what color should we give this? Give us a color.
Red.
Okay, fine. I'll say red. I'm sure others are following. I want everybody to be responding too. So, because this is a new topic now to everybody. So I believe you should feel free to ask questions. Now, what I just did now is to give my H1 a red color. So you write color, column, and then you put the color in front, red. So if I save this, and then I view my web page. Now, let me refresh. You can see this is now red. If I had another H1 inside the body, it's going to also take that same attribute or property, and you are going to see it. Now, the next one, I have H2. I have H2 tag here. Maybe we'll make this one green. But before we come to that, let's look at other attributes for our H1. Other attributes that we want to do, apply, like the font style, the font size. Maybe we want to make it bigger than what it is. That's the H1 now. So what do? We'd say font, want it to be bigger. So we'll say font size. Then put column. Let's say the font size is 50 pixels. So you type px, 50 px. I'm sure you are following me.
Yeah.
Now, with this, it will make this our welcome to HTML as big as 50, as in size. So I will now refresh my page. So you can see it. You can see it's bigger now.
Yeah.
Good. So now the next thing I want to do, I want to make it italic. So I will need to use font style. Font style. Okay, so I'm going to use a font style, and then I'll type it font style. I'm sure you are hearing me. Are you?
Yeah.
So I will say italic, and then I'll put semicolon. So with this, I can save my page. I will go to save. If I go back to the web page and then I refresh, you can see it's now italic. So
Yeah.
now with what we've done, I want you to do a classwork. Everybody, I want you to do a classwork. I want you to do a style. I want you to style the selector for H2. This H2, I want it to be green, and then I want the font size to be,
Sir, hello. Excuse me, sir.
let's say 30. I want it to be 30. It has a font size to be 30. And then,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
The when come that like that or heading when come to HTML, you can shift and tell if you want to shift it to maybe the middle or the other side. What are we going to write?
Okay, you want us to
Like you
move
want to
the
shift
heading
it
to
to
the
the
center?
middle or to
Huh?
the other side.
I'm not getting your question clearly.
Like the welcome to HTML, that heading. Like
Yes.
if I don't want it to be on that side, I want it to be at the middle or the
Okay.
other side.
You can use the center tag to do that.
Okay.
Yes, that's normal HTML. So let's look at that. This is the heading already. So I'll just type center. Remember, it's American spelling of center, ER, not RE. Huh? Then you close it slash center. Is that okay? So if I now save, I'm going to have it at the center. Is that clear? Have you seen it?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, I've seen it.
Good. So that's center tag. It's an HTML tag. Now, can you do the CSS for me for H2 tag? This H2 is Cisco Net Account. I want it to be green, and then I also want this font size to be 30 pixels. Can somebody do that quickly? Or can
You
you?
want italic or bold?
Yeah, you can also do it, make it italic. I think that's fine. That's fine.
Is
Okay.
that classwork?
Yes, classwork. Classwork.
Okay.
So can you quickly do that?
I told you I don't have my.
No problem. See, you can write it in a paper
I've written it.
and then share your. You can't share your screen, but you can show us the video.
Gosh.
Just
Okay.
start your video and show us what is there. So I will stop sharing my screen. I don't know if you got the formal tags or I should still share the screen
I
for CSS.
I got it. I got it. I've written it out.
How about others? Go ahead and Mr. Ned, did you get the
Yeah,
CSS?
yeah.
Or I should share the screen for the CSS.
Mm,
Do you need me to share the screen for the CSS or
yeah.
you can handle it?
Share it.
I should share the screen. Okay, fine. So now let me share the screen. Now this is the CSS.
Okay.
So that's the CSS. It's inside the head tag. Remember, inside the head tag. Under, as in after title. And you know, when you're writing CSS, you're writing the CSS for the tags that you already have. Like I would like you to do for paragraph. We'll do for paragraph too. Paragraph tag, the P tag. You also change the color of that paragraph, and then the font size, you change it, and other things. So if you are done, you can let us see your screen. Okay, goodness, can you move your?
I'm trying to use my back camera, but it's like because my phone fell yesterday. I don't know if it's broke or something.
Oh, sorry.
Right. I'll
Okay,
just use the front
okay,
one.
okay, fine. Okay, let me stop sharing so I can see your screen.
Okay.
Wait, can you study it?
Okay.
Okay, we have style, H2, color, coarse green, yes. Font, the font size, there should be hyphen between the font and the size. Hyphen,
Font size.
font size, the,
Okay, the font and the size. Okay.
yes, and hyphen in between. Yeah. Then let me see font style, italic, good. That is it. So if you have any H2 tag inside the body of your write-up, it's going to
This is
apply that uh, CSS to it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, let me now do it for general class. Let me share my screen. So like I said, so I want to write for the constructor, for the selector H2. So this is for H2. So I will now write color. I said I want it to be green, so I will type green, semicolon. Don't forget to put that semicolon. It's very important.
Okay.
Then the font.
But if it's I think if it's Notepad plus plus, it's right, it does it for you, right?
Yeah, Notepad plus makes life easier, and Visual Studio Code. But we would use Visual Studio Code next. I mean, we'll start using VS Code by next class. That's on Tuesday next week. Or possibly we can even have uh, a class on Monday, if possible. But our normal days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I want us to really cover more. So, but at least we are sure of Tuesday. So we are going to be using, uh, we are going to be working on VS Code that day. So I have Italic.
That Visual Studio, that app, can I get it free online?
Yes, yes, yes. Just go to Google and then type VS Code. Then it gives you, it takes you to the official page. You can access it through the official page. Okay.
Which page? The Google page,
Yeah.
Google
Yeah.
website. Which website? Their Visual Studio.
Uh-huh. Is that what? If you go to Google, you can also
Which
go
web?
to, yes, from Google, you can see the link to Visual Studio Code web page. So from there, they'll give you the choice to download the for the particular operating system you're using. So you can see the H2 tag here, color green, font size 30, font style italic.
Yeah.
So now if I save it and then I want to share my screen, so you can see my H2 tag is green, is italic, and it's size 30. If I want it bigger, I will just go and change the size from 30. Maybe if I want it bigger to 40, okay, let's do that. Let's make it 40. I'll just come to this place and change the 3 to 4. That's 40 now. So next thing is I would refresh my page, and then you can see it is bigger now. 40. So same way you will style your paragraphs. In the next class, I will teach you how to specify a particular uh, thing, I mean tag you are styling. For example, if I have like 3 paragraphs here, and then I now write for paragraph, it's going to affect all the paragraphs. So, but if I want each paragraph to have different styling, what I will do is to add ID to the paragraph, but we'll do that in the next class. So let's, like I said, let's create a style for paragraph. This is the first paragraph. It ended here. So the second paragraph will start here, and let's end it after this. So I have 2 paragraphs here, and then uh, let me mute you. Okay. So now for the paragraph, I'm still going to write my selector. So I have it here, P, and then I open and close my curly braces, expand it. So, and then I will say what color. Let's say this time I want my paragraph to be blue. I want it to be blue. That's the write-up in that paragraph to be blue. So, and then the font size, I want it a little bigger than what it is. So let me use 15 pixel. And then remember this is for the paragraph P. So, and then it's going to apply to those paragraphs. Like this is the first paragraph, and then it's also applied to the second paragraph. In the next class, we will now see how to differentiate the paragraphs in our styling. So Let me refresh my page now. So can you notice that both paragraphs were styled the same way? Did you see that? So now let's increase the font size. It seems its font size is small. So I'm going to make it 25. 25. I want the right top to be more visible. So I will come here and then you have it 25. So this is, like I said, the basics of CSS. So we're still going to do more on CSS in the next class, but remember, we are going to be using Visual Studio Code from next class. But before next class, the assignment I have for you is to design a complete website having different pages. This is one page. You can have another page called aboutus.html. You can have another page called gallery.html. You can have another page called contacts.html. So, but you also try to link all those pages. But quickly, I will link this page to another page, or precisely, let me just design another page and link it up with this. So what I will do, I will duplicate that page for time constraint. I'll duplicate this first page, I'll duplicate it, and then change the title tag, and then change some content here. Is that okay? Hello? I'm sure you are with me.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
quickly, I'm going to go to my page. I'm going to copy. I'm highlighting everything. So I will copy, and then I'll create a new window. New window. So with a new window, which is this, I'll just paste their content, but I'm going to change the headings. Like this first heading is not going to be welcome to HTML again. Let me make it welcome to CSS. And then the second heading, this time, let me have something shorter. I'll call it website design lecture. This lecture 4. Website design lecture 4. And then I will leave the paragraph the way it is for now. But I will now change the title. No, this is not our first page now. This so we can call this CSS, or let me say HTML CSS lecture. So I want to now save it. So I'll go to Save As, and then I'm going to name it lecture 4.html. I would go to all files. Make sure you are in your website folder already, and then you click save. So now, for me to view what I've done, I will just go to my website folder, which is this, and then I will look for lecture 4. I'm sure you can see it. So if you right click, you can open with any of the browser that you are using. I'm using Microsoft Edge. So I click Microsoft Edge, and then is going to give me this. Now you can see welcome to CSS. Then you can see web design lecture 4. And then you can see the title is HTML /CSS lecture. You can see it at the top right. I'm sure we are all following. So quickly, I want to link this page to the first page. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to write a text on this screen. I will call it home so that it will just take me back to the other page. So quickly, I'm going to go to my notepad. That is lecture 4. And then I will do this directly under this place, and I will call it home or home page. So this home page. So if I save it, and then I view it in my browser, you can see home page written here, but it's not clickable because if you click, nothing is happening. So for it to link us to that index page, what we are going to do is we'll use the hyperlink tag. There's a link for hyperreference. So before the home page, we'll open a tag called ahref equals, you open the quote, you close it, and it says /a. So ahref equal to, and then inside this double quote is where I'm going to put index1.html, because that's the name of the page I want to link to. When I click on this write-up home page, it should link me to this index1.html. And this is the closing tag for this. So though we've treated this topic before now, so for those joining, you can download the class we had previously, or with this one, you can still understand it. So now I'm going to refresh my page, and then you see now it's showing the hand sign when I go to the home page, meaning it's clickable. So if I click home page, it's going to change the screen to the welcome to HTML, and then you see Cisco Net card and so on. So I just click back to come back here. So, but I need to also put a link on the index page so that it can also link me back to this CSS page. So what I will do, since the name of this page is lecture 4, I can as well put a write-up called lecture 4 page, and then link it to that page. So I will go back to my index page. This is my index, and then I'll go up to where I want to put the write-up. And then here, I can say, so here, I'll just say lecture 4.
Yes,
Lecture 4.
we did
Page. So if I save it,
yes.
if I save it, you'll be seeing.
Okay.
Okay, so when I go to home page, now it's showing lecture 4 here, lecture 4 page here, but it's not clickable as usual until you create an hyperlink for this. Now, how do you know the name of the page you are linking to? Remember, I want to link to lecture 4 page from this index page. This is our index. Remember, though we are calling this index 1 HTML. So now you go to your website folder. This website folder, this lecture 4, you right click on it and go to properties. That's where you can pick the name. You can see the name here. You copy it from here, right click, you click copy. That's the name of the file we are linking to. And then you take note of the extension. Sometimes the extension of your web page may be .htm. Other times the extension of your web page can be .html. So you make sure the extension is correctly typed. So that's, you type it correctly. You follow what is here. So this is .html. So when I'm going to paste it now, I will just go straight to my home page. That's the index page where I wrote lecture 4 page. And then I'm going to create the A tag, href equals, and then that's the structure. Then I end it /A. So inside this place, I'm going to paste the name of that page, that's lecture 4, and I say .html. So with this, it means when I click on lecture 4 page, it will take me to this link, lecture4.html, because they are on the same website folder. Now, if I now go and refresh my page, let me refresh my page. You can see lecture 4 page is clickable. It's now showing that hand sign. So when I click, it takes me to this other side. If I click home, it takes me to this other side. Now, I would like to change the colors here so that they won't look as if they are the same website that I'm dealing with. So I will just quickly go to the lecture 4 and then change my CSS. Now, my paragraph, I don't want my paragraph to be blue. So let me make my paragraph, let me say, what color? I don't even know what color to choose this time. Okay, let's say pink. Let me use pink for my paragraph. And then let me say my H1, I don't want it to be red. I want it to be brown. I'll type brown. And then this H2, I don't want it to be green. Now I want this one to be red. So I'm changing some certain features in my style. Then I click save. Remember this is lecture 4 page. So when I go to check it on my web browser, I will just click on lecture 4 and then you can see it has changed. So you can see the heading now is brown. And then my H2 is red. And the write-up, I chose pink. But I guess the pink is not going down very well with it. So let me just use black. Let me use black. Or even if I don't use black, the natural color it will give it is black. Okay. So I will save my page and refresh. And then I have my black. So I think we've looked at the various components. We've looked at the basics of CSS. We have also done some work on it. And then we have designed a website from start to finish, because now our website has 2 web pages which can link to each other. So I will expect you to do an assignment over the weekend. The assignment is you create a new website folder, and then you are going to give me 5 web pages. Please take note of the assignment. Let me share my Microsoft Word document. I want you to create, so I have assignment, I'm typing it. So My assignment is to create a website with five web pages. Create a website with 5 web pages. That's the first thing. And then I link the pages together, just like you have a menu, and then on each page you have all the menus. Though we can't go through that now. We've done that before. But if you can't create a menu yet, just go through the last video I posted. You see, I treated creating tables and menu. And then, but if you can still just use the same links we did just now, you can just write down the names of the pages by splitting them and creating links on them to access the various pages when you click on the links. So link the pages together and add images, add videos, stroke audios. So these are things you do. So the hint now I'm giving you is that you have pages like home. Your home is going to be named index.html. Then you have pages like about us. So you are going to be naming it about.html. You are going to be having pages like gallery. That's where you have pictures. So you call it gallery.html. So you add pictures. That's where you add images. Then you can also have services or products. Let me say products. So I will call it products.html. And then the last one will be contact. Contact us. This contact us is going to be contact.html. So these are going to be the names you give to your web pages. And then make sure when I say add images, that is for gallery. The gallery will just have a list of pictures. You can choose to format the picture, put them in tables, so that they will look very organized. And then remember the contact us page will carry a form to carry a contact form. There will be a contact form that they will fill. So I think that's clear enough. And then I think it also have other contact information like email, phone number, address, as an